everyone, I'm Joey and welcome to Julie and Friends episode 2. This week we are making fun folds for you. So the way this works is that Julie Salva, Alejandra Gomez, and I, Joey Hartman, are each going to take one theme, and as I said, it's fun folds this week, and to do a project for you. And then you have a job, which is to watch all 3 videos and vote on your favorite. So that's something that I really encourage you to do, because all of these, well, the other 2 are really fabulous crafters, and I hope I have something fun to show you too. Let me give you a little sneak peek of what I'm showing you today. So this is my fun fold. There we go, and then it pops up one like that. So this is called a squash card, but if you just do search on Google or YouTube for squash card, or even Pinterest, you come up with all kinds of different sorts and sizes and etc. But I'm going to show you how to make this one. It's super easy, and I hope you'll try it. Let me know if you try it. And I would love for you to comment and let me know what you think of the project, and just say hello even and where you're from. And then if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, subscribe and click the notification bell. Okay, here we go. I'm going to point you down to my workspace. So here we go. Here is the stamp set and dies that we're using. It's called Thankful Garden. Well, that I'm using. I don't know what Julie and Alejandro are using, but I'm using these. Actually, of the dies, I'm only using this one because that's going to cut out the image that we're going to color today. Now, I do have some coloring, some steps and some coloring hints to give you today. I'm going to first actually put down a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to use a lot of repositional tape today. That is, if I can find, here it is. I knew I had it out. To just kind of lay things out. I'm using scrap. Normally I could just use my grid paper, but I don't. I want to get it out of the way so you aren't looking at a mess when I complete my card. So that's why I'm doing that. Now the next thing you want to do is take your cardstock that you're going to stamp on. I have a fairly big piece here. I think mine is 4 1/4 by, let's see, by 5. It doesn't matter. You just need it big enough for your image. Let's go ahead and stamp the image in Memento Black. These flowers are so big and pretty. And actually, when I stamped this yesterday, I kind of felt like it was just so pretty on its own. I just give them just black ink. I want to make sure it's inked really well. When I ink my big stamps like that, I like to turn them upside down like that. So we'll go ahead and just stamp this guy and press it down pretty well. There we go. That's a pretty good image. I moved it a little bit, but it's okay. It's going to be fine. Okay, then the next step is to go ahead and tape down, or I shouldn't say tape, but use a reposition. You could use a Post-it note or any repositional tape, and then you want to tape this down. These first steps are really important. Okay, so I'm going to tape that there. And then for the flower, we have 3 masks, and for the leaf we have 1 mask. So I'm going to get my mask down here. This is 1. Now, I know you can't see it, but there is a 1 here where this notch is, and you can feel it. So it's raised up, so make sure you're on the right side. Then you're going to position your mask. This one is the most important one because the rest of them all depend on this one being in the right place, so that all the images line up like they're supposed to and give a lot of depth. Hopefully this video is going to go well. I have had my share of things going haywire with my my recording software, so we'll just hope it all goes well. I'm going to, if not, I'll just be recording it on my phone. Right now I'm on Ecamm Live, which isn't live, I'm just recording, but it helps me just upload it to YouTube right away, and it saves a step, although there are a lot of steps involved in it. Okay, I'm going to take, this is Mellow Mambo ink, and I'm going to take this just with a blending brush. We have this size and we have smaller. They come in sets of 3. So I'm going to actually, I'm going to kind of get rid of all my scrap paper there, because I actually want these flowers to be, oops, that moved. You do not want that to move. So let me move this again. And actually I did forget a step, so we need to do one more thing here. And get this down so it doesn't move. And again, I could just be taping to my grid paper. That probably would have been actually easier for you to see and not have an extra step. But oh well, we started with scrap paper. Then what I'm going to do is come along here and mark this notch here. That's really important, because now all the other masks need to line up with that notch. So this is stencil 1. So we're going to take this one and we're going to lightly ink. I want to get that kind of out of my way. So lightly ink Mellow Mambo on. Ooh, I already have kind of a lot of color already. Let's get rid of a little bit. You can always add more, you know, famous last words. You can always add more. This is a case of a card I got on stage in Raleigh, with all the Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are able to go, if they'd like, to go to a big gathering all together. This one was in Raleigh. I'm going to let that be really light. I hope that will be good, because we're not going to come back and do that color again. But I got this as a swap card from my friend Chris Colley. No, this is from Don Bourget. Okay, so there you have that. These are so pretty. I think you guys would really enjoy working with these if you don't have these. Or maybe you have another set that will work well too, and you can get some ideas for blending. Now I'm going to put on my second mask. This has a 2. I realize again you can't see it. So I'm lining up both with that little notch, and then again with my flower. So I'm kind of watching around the edges of my flower. And I see I'm right lined up. Looks like almost, if not exactly, almost exactly. Now, here's where you might be surprised. I'm going to take Flirty Flamingo, which is kind of a coral color. I don't know if you can see that in the video. But we're going to take Flirty Flamingo, and I know it sounds odd on top of Mellow Mambo, which is pink. But we're going to... I'm not sure this is what Dawn used on her card, but I think it is. She told me the colors, but she also told me she forgot what they were. So that can happen. So I'm going to just go ahead and get on, I don't know how many swap cards she made to swap. Oh, no, I kind of lied. I did not get this on stage. I did get it from another swap that she and I both participated in. Okay, we're going to go with that. I'm being pretty light-handed. I hope that's not going to be a mistake. I mean, we could come back. Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. I kind of like that. Okay, I had to look at for just a moment more and see, is it really okay, or am I just thinking it's okay? All right, now we're going to add our third mask for the flower, and it's number 3. Up here, again, we're going to line everything back up and see how we're doing. Looks like we're pretty good. I'm checking to make sure all these little fill-in spaces are actually in the flower. So you do have to just not go by the notch. You do need to look at your flower carefully. Okay, let's go ahead and add back more Mellow Mambo. This time we're going to make it darker. So let's go ahead and do this. I've been having some fun lately kind of experimenting with these stamps and color combinations. So when I looked at Dawn's card, I thought that looks like she used Mellow Mambo, but it really turned out so pretty on the card. So I'm going to go around all these edges and see what we think of it. Okay, so let's lift this up, and it's easy to get ink all over your hands. I hope I'm not getting on my card. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know what? I think I am going to go back, though, and I am going to make our first layer a little darker. I'll show you my sample card. Well, I guess I already did show it to you, but I went pretty heavy with the Mellow Mambo initially. And I didn't think then I let the Calypso Coral, not Calypso Coral, Flirty Flamingos show up. All right, now I want to be careful here that I don't cover up all my Flirty Flamingos. So I'm going to, I think this is pink. Yeah, this is pink. Now we're going to go over this again because I don't want it too much darker. But I just thought the Calypso Coral added so much depth to this. Whoops, I might have covered it all up. Oh, that's good. We're going to go with that. And then we'll go on to our leaf. So every card is going to look a little bit different, of course, because you will have applied the ink differently in every circumstance, but every card is going to be beautiful. And, you know, honestly, the Stampin' Up! Concept artists have done all the work, so all we have to do to make a pretty card is just blend on color, stamp, and blend on color. Okay, once more time, number 4 here, and this is going to be for the fill-in part of the leaf. And for this, I'm going to grab soft sea foam. Trying to see if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it pretty good, I think, in the video. So let's grab the soft sea foam and turn that on. Whoops. I don't want to brush on my pink just in case it would come off. And I think I moved this. Hang on. Just need to keep checking your stencil. And maybe stick down your tape a little bit more. And this is soft sea foam if you're not familiar with Stampin' Up! Colors, if you just happened onto this video because you thought this looked kind of fun with making a card, is a very, very soft green. It's our softest green. It's just important to kind of blot off the initial ink because you can get a blob, and I'm trying actually to get this to blend really well and not have any just blobs of ink, because once it's down, again, you can't really take it off, so you just have to decide to be happy with it if it isn't quite what you want, which, you know, sometimes we do that anyway. Okay, so there is our pretty green. It's pretty just like that. But Stampin' Up! Gave us 5 masks to use. And so this is the detailed green. I'm looking first over here at my notch. I hope you can see that. I just looked at the video. I'm not sure you can see the notch, but you know what I did and how I did it. So you will be able to do it, even if you can't see that notch super well. Let's go over here. This doesn't look like it's lining up, though. Let's see. This needs to come over. Kind of looking at all the edges of the, there, that's better. Edges of the leaf. I think that's good. For this now, this leaf, I'm going to take Garden Green. Garden Green is in the Designer Series paper that I'm using. And now, can I tell you the name of it? No, but I'll grab it in a minute and let you know what the name of it is. By the way, I'll be sending this to my email subscribers. I don't know if I shared that, but the PDF will go to my email subscribers, and everything I used on the card will be listed on the PDF, and then as well as all the sizes of the cardstock, etc. Okay, so again, Garden Green, my Garden Green pad is really inked up well, and I don't want too much. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, that's plenty. Probably more than I wanted, but we'll go with it. It's okay. Now, if that was too much for you and you really don't like it, you can always go back. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go back to our first stencil. Get everything lined up, and then go back to our soft sea foam and go back over it, which will blend that ink just a little bit more. If I can see my soft sea foam blend brushes. I'm probably making a lot of racket on the video. Okay, so now since that Garden Green went so dark, which it went dark pretty quickly, didn't I? I was trying to be careful. Okay, you know, there's no mistakes in stamping, or as a friend of mine used to say, there's no crying in stamping. Sometimes there is crying in stamping. Well, there's not crying in stamping, but sometimes we do something, spend a lot of time on it, and then we do a boo-boo. Okay, I like that better. I like the way it blended better, so I think that's good. So when you're happy with it, then you're ready to just take up everything. and go ahead and die cut it. Now, I'm not 100% sure with as close as my phone is to my workspace if I'm going to be able to get my die cutting machine under here, but we're going to give it the good old college try because I've adjusted my camera several times. I've probably been working on trying to get this video out. Oh yeah, it looks like I can fit in. I'll just be really close. For about the last hour, I just could not get all the notifications turned off, and it was dinging. And every time it dings, it stops the broadcast, stops the recording, and freezes. So I hope I have everything turned off. So far, we're good. Let me get this lined up here. And then we're also going to grab some tape for this. This is tape I just get. It's called Post-it tape, and I get it from Amazon. I think it comes in a 2-pack. But if you just put Post-it tape, you'll find it should come up for you. Okay. All right. Hold your breath. Say a prayer while we get this lined up. I don't want this to move because we did so much work on it. We want to make sure it's sticking in place. Okay, now let's do a couple of these. I'm so happy you joined me today to watch this video, or tonight, or whenever you're watching, because it's going to be on YouTube indefinitely. Now, if you're watching on Facebook, you're watching a recording that I uploaded on YouTube because I'm not recording on Facebook right now because they are stopping, they are deleting videos after they've been up. But I do go live on Facebook on Wednesdays at 12:30. I didn't this week because we're doing this little video, but I will next week. I'll be live on Wednesdays on my Facebook page and my YouTube page. Alrighty, so there's our really pretty flower. Let's go ahead now and do the fun. Well, let's put together the front of the card, then we'll do the fun fold. So let me go ahead and get all of our bits out here. Let me grab the card base. So the card base is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it in the middle at 5 1/2. Sorry, I was thinking, do we want to do the front first, or do we want to go ahead and do the inside? Let's do the front first, and then I'll show you the fun fold. All right, so now this paper, oh, I told you I would tell you what it is, so let me grab it in a minute. This piece is 2 by 5 1/2. I'm just going to put it here like so. Let me grab this for a moment and give you the name of this. I want to say Flower Garden, but somehow that doesn't seem right. Something about garden, probably. Lovely Garden. So Lovely Garden is a designer series paper. I'll show it to you real quick. So here's one of the patterns we're using today. Here's another one. I don't have mine neat and tidy. 6 by 6. Here's what we just used. That we taped this and turned it over and used this on our card. But I love this. I think it's so pretty. What else we got here? Okay, so this one has the black and white leaves on the back, and then it has the yellow and garden green flowers. They look like roses. I'm not 100% what they are. We've already seen this one. What else haven't we seen? This one. It's really pretty. And they all have a black and white pattern on the back, which is kind of fun. So is that all? Have you seen everything? Let me just, oh, and this one. I haven't used this one yet in a card, but it has fresh freesia and then the blue and the green. And then it pairs really well with this fresh freesia page too. And on the back again is a black and white dot. So that is called Lovely Garden is the name of that. Okay, now we're going to take another pattern out of that, and we're going to go across the front. That garden green pattern that just has the leaves in it. Can you see this? It's really pretty. we're going to take that one. Let me get these brushes out of the way so we don't get ink all over other things where we don't want it. And just take our stamp and seal and put down a little bit. And let's see, I'm probably going to put this maybe about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. Let's just go like this. And this is 2 by 4 1/4. Looks like I cut it a tiny bit short, but we'll go with it like so. So these are each 2 inches, and 1 4 1/4 and 1 5 1/2. Did I say 5 1/4? Should have said 5 1/2. Okay, then let's go ahead and put the inside of our card in. This piece is 4 by 5 1/4. We need to do that before we do our outside. Okay, so now we've got that much done, and this will have this. We need to do a little more stamping. Hey, but before we do that, I think we'll go ahead and make our fancy fold part that goes on the inside. Alrighty, so this is a piece of that paper, and it is 6 by 6. So all I did with this is I folded it in half once, like this. Then I turned it and folded it in half the other way. And use your bone folder so that you really get those creases down really well. It'll help when you do your fun fold part. And then I folded it across like this. Not across, but corner to corner. Does that make sense? Like this. Then these have to fold in. So let's see if we can get that to work. So you're going to make a square here. So can you see how I'm doing this? How this is folding together and then making a square. And that's really all there is to it. I just call this a swatch card. It might have another name, but explosion card maybe. Goes like this. And I want my pink flowers to show, so I'm going to put it in so that it opens like this. Okay, but before we do that, let's stamp the inside of our card. So I have 2 pieces. These are each 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 squares. And we're going to put, let me get my sample out here. I'm going to stamp, let's get that out of the way, get back up here to make sure I'm in the camera. We're going to stamp the greeting, with love and thanks. So these are all in that in the bundle. I'm not using anything that isn't in the Thankful Garden bundle. I'm going to go to Memento Black. Ink it really well. Then let's go here. I did see Julie at convention, like still call it convention, with love. Let's go up here. Several times actually. Julie and I met, oh goodness, it's been years ago. I don't even actually remember where we did meet. And thanks. Oh, I should have left that open. Okay, love and thanks. I'm in such a habit of closing my ink pads because you can have an accident pretty easily and have to redo something that you've already done. Okay, love and thanks. With love and thanks. Then we're going to keep that handy because we're going to use it again. Then we're going to use garden green. And we'll put one of the other little stamps in the corner down here. Like so. Okay. All right, then that's going to go down here like this. And then we're going to put one in the top as well. There's several really beautiful greetings in this stamp set. I think it's really going to be versatile. I haven't had it very long, so I say I think it's going to be versatile, but I do think it's going to be really versatile. I just have started using it is really what I meant to say. You make a difference. I just felt like, you know, I saw so many people in Raleigh, North Carolina for the Stampin' Up! Event that I wanted to say they make such a difference. You know, they make a difference by sharing their art. They make a difference by teaching. They make a difference by doing videos. Just so many people They make a difference by supporting each other. It's just really a wonderful community. I've been to many Stampin' Up! Events, and it's just always really fun. Okay, let me see how I did the inside of this one. All right, so since I did my leaf on this one going down, I'm going to make my leaf on this one coming from the other direction. So coming from up here, and I touch my stamp down, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, but I did let it touch the paper before I stamped it, which is not always good. Let's go ahead and put put this actually on the inside of our card. So we're going to close it like this, and then I am going to use Tombow liquid glue. You need a strong adhesive for this because this is the mechanism that makes the magic. So I'm going to use Tombow. You could try Stamp and Seal, or you could also try, or Stamp and Seal Plus. I wouldn't use Stamp and Seal, but Stamp and Seal Plus. You could also try Tear and Tape if you prefer those. I almost always use Tombow for something that people are going to move, that it's going to be movable. As in when they open this card, this mechanism is going to come up. Okay, so I'm going to get in the camera. I'm putting this corner right in the crease. So I'm going to fold this. Okay, I think that's good. And then remember with Tombow, you do have a little wiggle room. So you can check it and make sure it's on the inside. There we go. So it's just on the very inside of that crease or that score, and then these guys are all tucked in too. Okay, now all we need to do is do it on the other side. So we'll get our Tombow back. This set of dies and stamps is from the online exclusives. I'll show you more about that. Stampin' Up! Just dropped a whole bunch of new online exclusives at the beginning of the month on March 4th. Now I'm just going to put that down, and I'm just going to shut my card on top of it to make sure it's going to close exactly where it should close. So on March 4th, we have a whole bunch of online exclusives. Maybe I will once again link this document that I had made, and then I personalized it to my own customers. So there we go with that. We'll finish that in a minute. But so that you can have it written too, because otherwise online exclusives means you only see these products online, that they aren't in the catalog. So according to my PDF, which I know is really tiny, this is the Lovely Garden Suite collection right here. It comes with gems and ribbon and the DSP, and then of course the bundle. I'm not using the gems and ribbon that come with this suite. I have them. They're really pretty. I'm going to use them. But I didn't use them for this particular card. I went rogue on this one. Okay, so now we've got that. Let's go ahead and get these on the inside. Let's go ahead and do this. But I hope you'll try this. Let me know if you try it. Or let me know if you at least think you're going to try it. Put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Aren't all the colors in this really pretty? Oh, I guess we're going to cover up that pink anyway. But there's some showing anyway, so that's okay. In my first card, I didn't put a piece of white and a greeting in the top originally because I didn't want to cover up the pink flower because it goes with our paper and looks so nice. So there we go. Isn't that cute? It's so special. So coming to the season of graduation, like for teachers' cards or Mother's Day cards, this would be a really sweet Mother's Day card as well. All the occasions that are coming up in the spring. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do the outside of our card. We've got our flower here. Actually, we have one more thing to stamp. So let's go ahead and grab that. If I can find my envelope with all my bits, which I don't know why this happens on video, but it just happens. Things just disappear into the wild blue yonder, and I don't even see where my envelope of stuff was. So we'll just cut one. I know exactly what the dimensions are for this little piece of white, so let me grab my cutter. and bring it up here, and we'll get out the, I'll cut it up here so you can see it, a little piece of white. So the measurements for this piece are this is the greeting. Now I could have used a die for this, but I pretty much followed Dawn's card, 2.5, and I did ask her if I could case it. Copy and share everything, we say, for case, C-A-S-E. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp the main greeting on the front of this with this greeting, thankful for you. I always need thank you cards for my customers, for other people in my life. Okay, thankful for you, friend. Let's get that lined up. It helps me to line up my cardstock with my grid paper. Whoops. Make sure you look through your stamp and make sure you have it well inked all around everything. There you go. And then let's sit in it for a minute. And that is crooked as can be. Let's try that again. I'm not sure why. I thought I had it lined up. We're going to try that again. I'm looking at the bottom of my stamp. I think this is better. I hope it's better. Usually I don't have too much trouble getting it straight. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Alrighty, I think we're ready for all the finishing touches. Let's go ahead and put our flower on. And with that, I'm going to use dimensionals. Use up some that I've just about to the end of this one. Like so. We just had so much fun though in Raleigh. I see some friends there that I don't see other than stamping events. So people from all over the country. Like I think Julie's from Tennessee. I might have that wrong. I just saw people from everywhere. Friends from Minnesota, friends from Florida, Montana. And, you know, as much as it's about sharing art, it's just about getting together and, you know, just being friends. I think I'll go ahead and I might move that over just a touch. When you put your dimensionals down, just don't press too hard, because then if you want to move it, you can move it. I'm going to go over it further because I don't want to crowd my greeting, and I also don't want to, I want my stem to show. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this over. But it was really fun. I stayed at a Marriott there downtown. We were at downtown Raleigh at the convention center. And it was a beautiful hotel. It was just newly completely decorated and redone. It was just gorgeous. The food was good. Here we go. Let's see. Let's put it down there so a little bit of the green shows. We'll go over here maybe a bit. Yeah, I think that's okay. Anyway, we're going to call it good. You know, you can putz around with things like that, but I think that's going to be okay. We're going to call that good. I'm going to take some black and white gingham ribbon because it's good with everything. I don't know what I'll ever do if we don't have black and white gingham. This is actually black and vanilla. Our newer one is, and it's a little bit whiter than our old black and white used to be, but it's such a nice ribbon. Please forgive my orangish fingernails and my bright pink card. I had my nails done for my trip, and I don't know why I picked this color. Usually I pick something much more neutral, but I don't know what I was thinking. This is a color I often wear during the summer. It's kind of that watermelonish type color, and it just clashes so bad with my fingers. But this is gel polish, so I go to the salon to have it removed. So I didn't tackle it on my own. I can get it off if I need to, but I thought we did put Flirty Flamingo in our flower, so maybe if I just get close to the flower, it won't clash as much. But I think I was wrong about that. Let's take a mini glue dot and we'll stick the bow right on the glue dot. I'm going to actually use a couple of these. So one a little bit to the right, one a little bit to the left. like so. And then I'm going to put this just right in the bottom here. I don't want it to cover up my greeting, so that's kind of the tricky thing about bows sometimes. I kind of want it on my flower stem, but you know, if it's going to cover your greeting, you could also put it just in the corner there. But I think we're going to call that good. I think that's pretty good. So listen, before I go, I mean, we're going to finish with some gems, but I just want to make sure I remind you to remember, in case you came in late to the video, to go and vote. Watch Julie and Alejandra's videos and vote on your favorite. So these gems, what are these called? These are called iridescent faceted gems. I used this for my card and rhinestones, so I kind of went rogue. I said that last week. I used these last week too. I used the same stamp set last week, but we made the yellow hydrangeas. And you can find my cards at createwithjoey.com. And now we're going to add some more rhinestones and kind of mix up our gems together. Oh, it's on my thumb. It doesn't want to come off. There we go. Maybe 3 up there. That's already 5, but I feel like we need something down here. So let's grab a medium size. No, maybe small. I'm going to go down here. But make sure you look at the other girls' cards. And that, my friends, is the end of that card. So there's our card, our Funfold squash card. So let me know if you try this. I would love for you to try it. And if it's your favorite, make sure and give me a thumbs up. Or whoever's is your favorite, give them a thumbs up so that, because we do pronounce a winner at the end of the week. And then don't forget to join us next week for our last March projects. I think we're going to use retiring products. We think we're going to have that list by next week. But if we don't, we'll come up with another theme. So there we go. There's our thankful garden. Let me bring it up on my computer. I'll switch screens. There we go. So thanks again, friends, for joining me. And I hope you'll try this. Take care, everybody. And I hope you'll watch the others. And I'll see you next week, too. Take care. Bye-bye.